Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. First off, I just want to say that I am so grateful to each and every one of you here tuned in to the channel today. Know that simply by being present here and by sharing your energy, you are actively co-creating all of the messages and pieces of information that come through the reading today. So, a major download has been coming through right away, even prior to pulling any of the cards. And this is really a continuation on a theme that's been coming up in recent reading videos about how your light, your heart openness, and your ability to be so emotionally open and vulnerable is going to be highly triggering to those around you who might be blocking off pieces or parts of their own heart. So I am just sensing that I might be picking up on the energy of someone who has recently encountered someone new or shared some part of yourself, your life, your inner world with someone who may have seemingly rejected that energy or may have not seemed capable of reciprocating the same energy. So if that is you, then I really have the message that the energy you've shared with that person is not lost, because anything that you share in an energy of unconditional love is never lost. It is always active in the quantum realm, so to speak, and may have a massive impact on that person's life down the road, even if they are not currently allowing themselves to fully process, integrate, and connect with that energy at this time. So there's always a reason as well that you are guided to certain people, certain places, certain connections, or guided to share certain pieces of information or to have conversations with specific individuals, because I'm definitely picking up on the energy of someone who's been really guided by their heart as a compass lately and really moving with that free-flowing energy. And as a result of this, possibly finding yourself in situations where you are just feeling guided to speak to someone, to share something, to share some piece of guidance or information without really knowing exactly why you are so called and so drawn in that way. And we increasingly are really being asked by the divine and by our own guides, by our higher self, to follow that inspiration and to share what is on our heart and to follow the intuition guiding us into certain interactions and conversations, even if it doesn't always fully immediately make sense in the moment. So with that being said, I am now going to begin to pull a few cards to get us started on the reading today. So I'm starting with the Work Your Light Oracle deck. And I just want to know what is a message I can deliver to the beautiful Divine Feminines listening. So we have the cards Get Grounded and also Deep Replenishment. So with the card Get Grounded, I'm hearing that you may have been around certain people or situations recently that pulled you off of your center. Now, this won't be for everyone here, but I'm getting this major message for someone that if you felt a little uncentered or ungrounded recently because of perhaps overgiving to the people around you or over connecting in the 3D with others without really tuning back into yourself and replenishing yourself, then it may be a really powerful choice to carve out that time and space to really get connected with your inner world. Now, I'm feeling a very specific message coming up here around people pleasing and around other people's opinions of you or what you are doing or creating in this world. And very specifically, I am hearing that whoever I'm speaking to here has been called to a really high level soul purpose and mission that is highly unique and that many people around you either do not understand, as in they entirely just overlook it or dismiss it, or even if they do address this higher level soul mission or purpose, they might seem to misunderstand what you are about or why you are operating in the way that you are, why you are called to this purpose. And at times, because of these reactions from others, especially when you are in that state of feeling a little ungrounded, perhaps over connecting with the people around you in the 3D, you can find yourself empathically picking up on some of their misunderstanding of your soul mission and purpose. And this might cause you to doubt or to question yourself. So what I'm really getting here, I'm just hearing don't throw in the towel, don't shut it down. And I don't know who exactly this message is for, but I feel that there is a divine feminine here who has started down some kind of a very powerful path. And this pathway is very deeply aligned with so many of your core soul intentions on this planet at this time. But you're really being guided to not allow the doubts or confusion of others who are not walking your path to sway you or to cause you to want to shut down something that you've started. I'm also getting the imagery of a flower that is just beginning to grow and how it's very delicate in those early stages of growth. So there could be something in your life that is like that flower that is just beginning to break above the surface, that is just beginning to start growing. This could be the beginnings of a dream of you moving in a certain direction. If this is the case, then I am getting the message to really protect that delicate state of your dream. Now, this might include not necessarily sharing a lot of what you're doing with the people around you. I'm hearing take action in silence or in secret and allow other people to see the results of what you are doing, but be very careful of who you allow fully into your confidence when it comes to sharing about what you are doing or creating in the world. I'm picking up on very specifically a certain masculine energy. This could be a family member, someone platonically, someone romantically from your past or your present. But whoever this person is, they do seem to have a lot of love and admiration for you. But this person has a lot of fear as well. And specifically, they do seem to have this desire to somewhat control you, or at least to be able to predict you. Now, this isn't necessarily malicious in nature, so keep that in mind. It could just be that this person is so afraid of losing you, or of not being able to connect with you, or of you not wanting to connect with them if you were to pursue this particular path, this goal, this dream, whatever this is for you. So again, it could be coming from a place of fear, but regardless, I am sensing a bit of a control mechanism from this person where they might not be thrilled with a certain path you are going down or certain choices you are making for yourself and your life. This also feels like someone who either is currently very close to you or may have been very close to you at some point in time, because it's almost like this person, through having known you for such a long period of time or on such a deep level, they seem to have this sense of ownership to your energy, which of course they don't truly have any ownership of your energy, but it's almost like they feel entitled to your time or to your energy or to having a say in some of the decisions that you make. And I feel you really being called to make certain powerful steps and decisions entirely independent of how this person might react or feel about those decisions. Now, ironically, this is someone who is ultimately going to come around as you continue stepping down this very powerful path that is deeply aligned with your soul mission. The strange thing is, I'm picking up that you choosing to allow this transformation into greater empowerment and independence within yourself is actually going to spark a powerful transformation in this particular masculine energy as well. I'm hearing that you are truly reinventing yourself at this point in time. We literally got the card transformation that says breakthrough, reinvention. You're ready for the next level. So you may have had some sudden inspiration around, I'm hearing like rebranding yourself or representing yourself or reintroducing yourself to the world in a new way. Now, this could involve doing or sharing something that you've shared in the past, but bringing an entirely new energy to the table. This also could just be an entirely new phase of your life in really any sense. So take that as it resonates for you. But I am hearing that at this particular moment in time, as of when you are aligning with this reading, it's incredibly important to hold your ground. I'm seeing like an anchor, to really anchor yourself in on this breakthrough you've had recently towards a new direction, towards this reinvention, to protect the delicate early stages of reinventing yourself in that way, and also to really give yourself time for pause. I'm hearing you don't have to do it all at once, to really allow yourself the rest, the replenishment, the time that you need to assimilate and to integrate these really powerful, deep, energetic changes taking place within you that are continuously preparing you for that next level. I am hearing something as well about things beginning to pick up momentum. So if something in this direction has been feeling very stop and go, so if there's something in your life that feels like it kind of begins to move and then there's a period of pause and then it moves again and then there's a pause, but it all feels very gradual, I am picking up that as you do not shut this down, as you allow yourself the breaks and the rest that you need, but don't throw in the towel entirely, continue anchoring yourself in those new intentions, you are actually going to see a momentum picking up in this direction that is going to be much steadier and much more consistent, which will also allow that momentum to pick up in an exponential way. And I'm hearing that very shortly, as you again hold your ground on this goal, dream, or desire, that momentum is going to push through some exponential changes in your life in very positive ways that might even look like quantum leaps, so to speak, to others. And that anyone who may have doubted or questioned these choices you've been making or this path that you're on is going to be, in a sense, backpedaling on their words, kind of retracting their doubts, because they are going to see your success in this direction, and it's actually going to inspire them to their own success as well. A really powerful message that's been coming through recent readings is that there are many people in your life who may have doubted you at some point in time or projected their fears onto you, or even might be doing that now, who will actually be the ones who will ultimately be the most inspired by whatever it is that you are pursuing or doing here. So I know that many of these messages have been so strange recently because they've been so hyper-specific and so deeply related to someone's personal soul mission or path. I know that very often we focus more so on love and relationship-related messages. So I am hoping that this reading is connecting with whoever has needed these downloads. If you are one who is deeply connecting with the reading today, then in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, I will be channeling into further cosmic messages for your current life path. So this could include messages to fuel your soul mission or purpose, to motivate you along this path to keep going. This also could be related to how others might be reacting to your soul mission at this time and anything you might need to know in that regard as well. So the link to that extended Patreon reading, of course, is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. And for those of you who might be new to the channel, I do channel these collective reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to tune back in on those times and days. There is a really powerful live premiere session on those specific days and times as well. So feel free to tune in for that energy interaction. But I am going to be shuffling the Soul's Journey deck that I often refer to as my emotion deck, because most of these cards are highly emotionally charged. So what can I channel for our beautiful collective? Okay, we have Surrender in the reverse position. So I'm getting a message about releasing control in order to come into balance, with surrender reversed and balance in the reverse position. So what needs to be let go of? What control needs to be released? Okay, a card just flew out, and this is the Ace of Cups in the reverse position. So this is a card of feeling like feelings are not returned, some kind of false start situation, specifically romantically, although it could be platonic for some of you. This is a kind of sadness that comes from feeling as though there is an unrequited love situation where you've given something that you are not receiving back in equal return. And I'm getting that someone I'm tuned into here may have been very stuck recently on a situation or on a person where I'm hearing fixated. So you may have felt fixated on a person or situation that wasn't giving back to you the love that you had poured into that person or that situation. Now, for some of you specifically, if you are a divine feminine listening, then this could have been a masculine energy who you may have felt was not returning some kind of emotion that you had for them. Now, the reason I paused is because my guides were actually clarifying that it's not that this person doesn't return those emotions to you at the emotional level. It's that they don't seem to fully express them because intrinsically they are blocking something emotionally here. I'm just getting the sense of a masculine who felt extremely drawn to you, but also extremely emotionally triggered by you. It's like the connection between you was or is so instantaneous and intense and kind of pulled both of you into it like a vortex, so to speak. But then there is this sense that this person pulled back or withdrew very suddenly because they were worried that they may have said too much or opened themselves up too much to you. It's almost like you, without meaning to, pulled information out of this person that their human ego-based self wasn't comfortable sharing, but that their soul really wanted to share with you. Now, of course, this could be platonic or romantic, This also feels really specific, so this may not resonate for everyone, but I'm just feeling like you met someone there was a lot of intense, immediate chemistry with, but then this person feels as though or felt as though they said or shared too much. But really what was happening here is their soul felt the spark with you, felt the connection with you, which made them feel unusually comfortable about sharing certain things with you, that then their human ego self kind of jumped in and started to shut down, like wanted to shut down this, what they were perceiving as oversharing or being too open with you. This person feels like they crossed a line in some way. So I'm not sure if there is some kind of blockage between you, whether it's another relationship or situation, or whether it's circumstantial, something about your environment, your work situation. It just feels like this person worries that I don't know why I'm hearing them say, I'm worried that I wasn't professional enough. This could be in the workplace. Someone feels like they were suddenly sharing too much in an unprofessional way. But of course, that might only apply to one or two people here. If it doesn't apply in that specific way, this is just someone who is really, really overthinking the way that they came off to you in some kind of initial interaction, because they're worried that they were too open and vulnerable. But really, it's that their soul immediately felt comfortable with you because there is some kind of soul connection here. This is either a soulmate or a twin flame is what I'm getting very strongly. I'm also hearing there are a lot of similarities between you and this individual, that you seem to carry a lot of the same soul traits and qualities. You might even be on very similar soul missions or paths. So even if it looks different in the physical 3D world, there may be similarities to the themes that your souls came here to experience, whether that's freedom, expression, love, creativity, etc. Again, this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a platonic person as well. It's almost like someone here, though, that feels unbalanced because they can't control how much they say when they're around you, or they can't control how they're feeling about you. Now, I'm getting a very strong message that if you in this situation are feeling a kind of sadness because it seems like this person pulled back suddenly, the best way that you can facilitate movement forward in this connection is actually to give this situation a lot of space and to really recenter and refocus on yourself, specifically to tap back into that grounding energy of self-love. I'm hearing make lists of all the things that you love about yourself and feel confident in about yourself, and really magnetize your energy with self-love while pulling back your energy from this person, in the sense of not heavily giving them a lot of your time, effort, or focus. If you do feel that they have been kind of pulling back here. And I'm hearing that because of the magnetic energy between the two of you, if you are to really refocus on self-love here and ground yourself while giving this situation some space, this person will actually really miss interacting with you again, regardless of whether it's platonic or romantic. But I'm just very strongly hearing, let them come to you. Let them come to you rather than being too in their energy or too in their space at this time. If you do desire to manifest a continuation of this connection that deepens in the physical. Again, I feel like a lot of this is very, very specific, but I am seeing that with the Sun card upright, there does seem to be a highly spiritual divine masculine in your energetic field, or sending you a lot of energy at this time. Now, this could be this person going through their own awakening process. So this might be very intense for them. They may be feeling like connecting with you has sparked an awakening within them. I am hearing very clearly, I've never met anyone like you before. So it's like a masculine is coming through here who's feeling so unbalanced because they can't control how they feel about you. They can't control how much they share with you. And that may have caused them to pull back some of their communication very abruptly. I'm just getting something abrupt about this. But then at the same time, they are looking at you thinking that they've never met anyone who matches your energy. In a sense, they feel like they've met their match as well. So, of course, you may or may not feel the same way about this person, but they are feeling as though the two of you are very well matched spiritually and energetically. But I'm getting this may not necessarily be showing in their interactions with you at the moment in the physical, because something caused this person's human self to feel suddenly a bit overwhelmed. And that's why I'm getting so strongly to give them some space and really focus on grounding and recentering yourself. Now, with the Strength card here, this really is another message of confirmation for everything we've been sharing in that regard, because this is about overcoming your own self-doubt, standing strong in yourself, being brave. And I just got a download for someone that something about your soul mission or purpose is requiring a lot of bravery, because it's requiring yourself. It's requiring you to put yourself out there in some way that might actually feel a bit uncomfortable or vulnerable for you, especially in the beginning. I'm hearing that whatever you are doing in this world involves sharing something from the depths of your heart and soul, whether this is art, music, something you are creating with your heart, whether it's the way that you interact with other people, the way you communicate. And so few people truly communicate authentically from the heart. This is actually what renders you and your creations so powerful, unique, and magnetic. But at the same time, it can feel very vulnerable because you open yourself to the world in a way that very few people seem to have the courage to do. And at times, this might cause you to second guess yourself or to wonder, am I being too open? Am I sharing too much? Is my heart too open? But know that, again, anytime you are sharing from the heart, that energy is never lost. Even if you don't see the immediate effect from it, the immediate correlation, over time, you are going to start noticing how sharing authentically from your heart is entirely transforming your whole reality in the most magical ways. And not only that, but really allowing you to become highly magnetic for authentic, deep, meaningful soul connections, because I'm hearing that most people really live with their core soul frequency very blocked by limiting programs and belief systems. And as a result of that, they struggle to form deep, authentic connections because their true soul tribe essentially can't hear them. It can't hear through the noise of all of those limiting beliefs and programs. But you are someone who has stripped all of that all the way back, and you are now emanating such a pure signal of who you really are, of who you are at the soul level. And yes, this means that at times certain people are going to reject that level of authenticity because they are afraid to be authentic in the same way. But what you're also going to find is that your like-minded souls, your soul family, your soul tribe is going to be able to hear and respond to you more clearly. So as this process continues, you are going to notice people showing up spontaneously in your life who connect with you deeply and instantaneously, that you share some kind of deeper, more ancient soul bond with, that you can communicate with effortlessly because they just get you. They understand the language of your energy, the language of your soul that so completely transcends physical language. And what you are going to find more and more is that physical 3D language at times is going to feel cumbersome, meaning you are no longer going to really have the desire or the patience to use physical 3D language to explain yourself or to justify yourself or to get someone to see you. This is because as we ascend to these higher realities, essentially these higher levels of vibration that correspond to higher realities and timelines, physical 3D language becomes increasingly clunky. It's kind of like those outdated programs we talk about metaphorically that you might try to run on a brand new computer system that just slow the whole system way down. You're going to find 3D language at times feels this way, where it sometimes feels like you're slowing down the whole process of getting to know someone and sharing a bond with someone, trying to explain yourself, to justify, to rationalize with your language or with your words, because those who are truly quantum connected with you, who are truly energetically similar to you, who are part of your soul family, will understand you without and beyond words. So they will understand you even if you can't find the right words or the perfect words to describe yourself or to describe how you're feeling, but they will also understand you in the silence, because even in those moments of silence, there is an energy being transmitted. And I'm just hearing so powerfully that if you are around someone where you feel like you are trying to use this clunky 3D language to justify, to rationalize, to explain yourself, and it just doesn't feel like it's locking in, know that this could be a sign that the person you are communicating with is simply either at a lower level of vibration, very blocked within themselves, or simply not a close match to you vibrationally, spiritually speaking, and therefore trying to understand a language that they aren't even familiar with, in a sense, the language of your soul. But those who are meant for you will speak the language of your soul immediately, instantaneously, and effortlessly. And that is a major way that you will identify these connections that I do see you magnetizing in at this time. So in the extended version of the reading, I am going to be channeling into more messages from this masculine who's presenting this very complicating dynamic of simultaneously being so drawn to you and yet getting suddenly overwhelmed by something that may have occurred between you or by the connection generally. So I will be channeling more into what they are really thinking and feeling towards you at this time, as well as any other messages they might have for you. We will also be taking a look at your aura, your energy generally, and channeling into anyone or anything else that might potentially be connecting with you or sending you energy at this time. So the link to those extended messages is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Of course, if you are resonating with my energy, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, and you can also download my Subliminals app, Sound and Soulful, from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. On this app, I have over 130 subliminal meditations for all areas of life, and this is a really powerful tool that you can use, especially in this process of really grounding and recentering yourself, as we've been discussing in this reading video. So again, thank you so much for tuning in today. I am sending you all huge waves of love and light energy. Have a wonderful day and start to your week. And I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.